In this week's show, we give you our tips for visiting Yellowstone National Park. From navigating traffic jams,
somebody must have spotted a bedazzled bandicoot,
to dealing with the sheer size of the park, and we'll even throw in some tips for bringing along your pup. We're right on the brink of all of this happening, so hold on and enjoy the show.
There are some things that we wanted to talk about when it comes to Yellowstone, so that if you are planning to go to Yellowstone, you might want to have some of these things in your head. First off, Yellowstone is equal parts absolutely beautiful and amazing and frustrating. And a lot of this has to do with just the size of the park. Yellowstone is a very, very big park. Just so you know, the layout of the park is kind of a great big loop that goes around the park, and then there is a road that goes through the middle. And then you can access the park from the south, I believe from the north, and then from the east and the west. Where we were staying, we were on the west side. We did not stay inside the park. There are campgrounds inside the park. There is one campground inside the park that does have full hookups. It's obviously going to be difficult to get a reservation there, but if you can get a reservation to stay inside the park, this is one of the few parks where I say absolutely do that.
Yeah.
And it's because it takes so long to get anywhere inside the park.
Yes.
We stayed, well, tell them where we stayed.
We stayed at the West Yellowstone KOA. It's about 6 miles outside the entrance of the park. And then once you get into the park, it's another, I think 12 miles to get to the loop.
So anywhere that we wanted to go within the park, we had the 6-mile drive to the entrance to the park, and then another 12-mile drive to get to the loop road. Now that doesn't sound like much.
You're thinking that's 20 minutes.
But there's another thing that happens inside of Yellowstone, and that is huge traffic jams. When somebody spots a buffalo or an elk or whatever, they all slow down.
All right, we're in our first wildlife traffic jam. Probably a bedazzled beaver ahead.
Okay, it was 2 elks. That was kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
That was worth it.
Oh, is this guy going to turn around and go back again?
Hi.
It's an elk. You've seen it twice.
From Idaho.
You had to have seen an elk before. All right, that's our tally for today so far. 2 elk, 0 bedazzled beavers.
So what should be a 20-minute drive could wind up being an hour and 20-minute drive.
Yeah.
Now, the first couple times that this happens, you don't care. You're going to get to see something cool, right? It's like, oh, we're seeing buffalo. Hey, look at the elk. Hey, look at the marmoset, whatever. You know, you're all excited because you're seeing them. Now, about the 15th time that this happens, you're done. How you doing, Tony Tal? We're sitting in the, 73rd traffic jam of the day because somebody spotted a marmot. There's one thing that is absolutely faithful and is going to happen every single time just after Old Faithful goes off, and that is the traffic trying to get out of the parking lot from Old Faithful. Now we're in another traffic jam. Somebody must have spotted a bedazzled bandicoot. Well, these motorcyclists said, screw this. They're just coming right down this way. They've seen all of the striped-ass jackalopes that they need to see today.
Yeah.
And they're heading out.
For me, I guess the biggest frustrating part was people getting out of their vehicles. There's big signs everywhere. Do not get out of, you don't get close to the big fluffy cows. Don't get close to them because
It becomes actually more interesting just to watch the people just being idiots. Definitely take snacks.
I mean, there's concessions at the different major campgrounds, like at Old Geyser and at Old Faithful Geyser, and then
down at Canyon, there's
a nice, really cool
There's like this old school
Mid-century.
retro mid-century building that has a full cafeteria and everything in it. I absolutely loved the look of this old mid-century building.
That's our vibe.
Yeah, that's totally our vibe.
But take waters with you, because some of the places that you want to see, they're a bit of a hike.
Yeah.
So take water.
We actually got lucky when we took the hike to see the overlook at Grand Prismatic. We had gotten out of the truck and we were getting ready to start the hike, and there was an elderly gentleman with his wife that was starting to pull out in his truck, and he stopped us, rolled down his window and said, "Take water."
Some water, it's warm.
So we turned around and went back to the truck and grabbed a couple of bottles of water.
He was absolutely right. Take water.
He was absolutely right. We needed water. Oh, let's talk a little bit about taking your dog to Yellowstone. If you RV with dogs, like we do, we obviously have Gracie Girl, who's down here in between us right now. Most national parks are not dog friendly, and this is extra true of Yellowstone.
Yeah.
Because they have all of these thermal features, there's a lot of boardwalks that walk around these thermal features, and the last thing that you want to have happen is for your dog to think they can just jump in the water or drink the water, because a lot of this water is too hot. It will kill them, or some of it could be acidic, and it could kill them. It could kill your dog.
So dogs are not allowed on any of the boardwalks.
Yeah.
So that makes it a little hard.
We had a couple ways that we addressed this. One was we did pick a day where we were going to leave Gracie in the RV for the afternoon, and we have a hard limit that we won't leave her alone more than 5 hours. And there really weren't, we looked ahead and really could not find dog daycare in West Yellowstone.
Not anywhere close.
There was like 2 places in West Yellowstone, but they were just all booked up.
The days that we did take Gracie with us, we would take turns to go. We picked the smaller walks, so somebody could stay in the car with Gracie, and the other person could go walk, and then we'd switch off.
So basically doing Yellowstone with a little dog is an exercise in patience, because they can't go on the vast majority of the hikes and the trails. So here at the Upper Brink, how we're doing it is Tony's going to go down first and take a look at the Upper Brink. I'm going to sit here with Gracie, have some beef jerky, and then when she comes back, I'll grab the cameras and go down there and get some shots. It can be done. You just got to do it a little different. Want a piece of jerky? Is that good? Ma'am, was that good jerky?
The Upper Brink is just a short walk from the parking lot. Along the way, you'll have some lovely views of the Yellowstone River as it approaches the falls. The hike ends on a platform that, as the name implies, is right on the brink of this 109-foot tall thundering waterfall.
You're not going to see all of Yellowstone in one visit. We were there 4 days, 5 days, and we only saw the south end of the figure 8 within the park.
By the 4th day, I just did not want to drive anymore. I was tired. So the day before we left, I said, no, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
And honestly, that worked out for us, because there were a few things that I wanted to get filmed that was just easier for me to do it without Tony and Gracie coming along. Morning, kids. It is Saturday, our last day in Yellowstone, and it is dark 30 in the morning. Yesterday when we went out to Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone and I filmed some of it, I just didn't like the way it turned out. The sun was in the wrong position. The sun was kind of hitting head on. And so it just kind of looked all flat and not pretty. So I've decided I'm going to drag my butt up at dark 30. It's like 4:30 in the morning right now. I am going to head out to Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone and get some nice shots of it. But first, I'm filling up with diesel.
The hike to Artist Point is another short one, and the entire path is paved. Morning is going to be the best light to watch the canyon come alive. Watching the morning light move down the side of the canyon towards the 308-foot-tall lower falls is truly breathtaking.
All right, so I just spent the last 3 hours at Artist Point getting some time lapse of the sun coming up. I've learned one thing: buy some gloves. My hands are freezing. It was so cold up there, but I got some amazing stuff. It's so beautiful watching the sun just coming up over the Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone. Yellowstone is a must-see park. I mean, you really have to go see it.
We're going to go back.
It's the first national park in the world. And because it is just so strange. There are areas of this park, because of these geothermal features, that look like something off of a completely different planet. So you definitely have to go to Yellowstone.
The one thing that's so stunning about Yellowstone is just about everywhere that you drive in the loop, you are next to a river. Even just driving through the park to get to our campground that first day, you see the steam. You're like, it's so odd to see steam coming out of the ground.
Yeah. That is one of the amazing things about this park that's not like any other park that we've ever been to, is all of these geothermal features of the park. All of these hot springs.
And the blue pools and the green pools and
the big geysers. It's just absolutely
and then you have like these
great big meadows with rivers through them. A lot of national parks that we've been through, where you see the rivers is down in these canyons between large mountains. Not true of Yellowstone.
It's all over.
There's rivers everywhere. There's these huge meadows and they have rivers going
and so many pullouts, you could just pull over and just sit there, and it's gorgeous.
Yeah, a lot more pullouts than what we saw in Glacier.
We're going to go back to Yellowstone because we got to hit the North Loop.
All right, I think that's it. I think we've covered all of our tips. If you have been to Yellowstone and you have other tips, please feel free to throw them into the comments below. And if you've got something out of this video, please like and subscribe it, and throw your comments down below. It helps us out to gain viewers and to get the algorithm to pay attention to us.
Unlike all the emails we get through our website from people saying that we're not doing our SEO right, and they can help us out for a certain amount of money.
Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment, and come back next Sunday for more of our RV adventures.